think that a key element in that are the churches. I've heard this from a lot of people that have asked me about this task force or have written to me to offer suggestions to be passed on to the task force. The sense that this is not a time in our communities for the churches to withdraw and turn inward, but it's a time to reach outward and to be more involved in the community, especially with our younger people, to help shape and form them so that they can be strong and positive citizens going forward. So I think it's important that our task force challenge the churches to be more involved in this issue, because in our churches on a Sunday or a Saturday, there are police officers sitting there along with members of the community. So the churches are concerned about both parties in this, and I think the churches need to be actively involved in it.
Yeah, Bishop, I think obviously a great suggestion. I think you ought to have an ecumenical meeting. I think there ought to be a meeting with the people of faith in our state, and they should be called to to hear what you all have to say. And here's what I think the most important message is. Being a man of faith like you are, the message is we don't have time for anger now. We have to have time for peace, and it's on all of you, the way you speak from the pulpit about the way the congregation hears the message, because there are going to be places where in different churches where there are going to be people sitting in the pews and they're not going to like it. I've seen it in churches I've gone to. They sit there, don't say much, and they're kind of moving around and not very comfortable in their seat. Those are the people that we have to get to with the element that we're all in this together. Frankly, when this report is released, I'd love to think that in all the churches and synagogues in the state, that there might be some time devoted to something from the pulpit that can talk about the results of this. What do you think about that?
I think that's a great idea.
But you got to have Bishop. You got to have the Lutherans in there too. I mean, it's got to work that way. I mean, this is not all about Catholics now. Got to have a couple Lutherans. We won't have you call too many, but you got to have a few. But you know what I'm saying. I mean, we need these churches, and I keep going to them for lots of different reasons. Trying to work with the Ministerial Alliance in Cleveland to on our program called Community Connectors, which, by the way, we now have, I think it's over 190 entities, both business, faith-based, value-based, some of them having multiple partners, as many as 7, 8, 9, 10 partners, who have now taken it on themselves to apply for a grant so that we can be in numbers of schools across the state for the purpose of mentoring. Now, I'm told that this is going to affect thousands and thousands of our kids, where we will be in those schools now and trying to show kids that we love them, we care about them, we can guide them. I think this could have a dramatic impact on the culture of our state. So the preliminary report is fantastic, and there's been such interest, and that's good news. And we consider the faith community, Bishop, to be a critical part of this. Other questions, comments?